Chapter 124 Bone Mountain. The absolute life blade released black chi, crazily gnawing on the 100 longevity peach tree from the inside. Boom. The feedback of 1,000th of the power came and instantly caused Du Hai's face to change. It was as if the yellow river washed over from Zhou Che. This power was too huge, so huge that, if he absorbed it himself, within 5 breaths of time, he would be able to burst. The energy of this 100 longevity peach tree, so advanced, Du Hai was slightly stunned. Rumble. The 100 longevity peach tree shook crazily, as if it felt this intense pain. Outside, Ma Dongfang looked into the distance. Long Wenyu had long disappeared into the sky. HMPH, Mr. Dongfang let out a cold snort. Regarding the death or life of Du Hai, he was no longer going to pursue the matter, because as long as they were sucked in, no one would be able to escape, including the previous heaven opening palace powerhouse. With a flutter of his big sleeve, the original state was restored within the grand formation. The 100 longevity peach tree continued to fall on top of the ghost pool. Ma Dongfang looked at the group of ghosts in the ghost pool screaming miserably, but he revealed a cold smile and said, "It's useless for you to curse me. After entering my ghost pool, you don't want to run away. Obediently help me to help grow the 100 lifespan peach. Old monster, you shall not die. If I get out of the trap, I will eat your flesh and gnaw your bones. Ah, old monster, I'll kill you. Ah." The blue flames burned the crowd of ghosts, and the crowd of ghosts suffered to the extreme. More than an hour later. "All right, the impurities in your bodies have been refined almost to the bone. Now it's the best nourishment for the 100 longevity peach tree." Mr. Dongfang sneered. "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to eat your flesh, gnaw your bones, and drink your blood. Old monster, I'll fight you." Millions of ghosts hissed in despair. Each one looked at Ma Dongfang. All of them were jealous, and in the air above the heads of the group of ghosts, a burst of black gas was gathering. Grievances in the sky. Good. The more grievances that fill the sky, the more it will promote the growth of the 100 longevity peach tree. "I want your grievances, ga ga ga," Mr. Dongfang said excitedly. With a flutter of his big sleeve, one of the roots of the 100 longevity peach tree was steeply inserted into the pool of ghosts, and a surging suction force suddenly sucked in the group of ghosts. "Ah, old monster, you shall not die," the group of ghosts hissed. "Curse, I shall not die well. Go scream in the 100 longevity peach tree. The people and ghosts going in will soon turn into nutrients. Du Hai is waiting for you inside," Mr. Dongfang said in a cold voice. As the words fell, the 100 longevity peach tree steeply shook and trembled. "Hey, what's wrong?" Mr. Dongfang had a slight pang. He saw that the roots of the tree, which had just reached into the ghost pool, suddenly turned miserably white and revealed a hint of metallic luster. How did the tree root turn white? Is that bone? The roots of the 100 longevity peach tree turned into bones. Ma Dongfang was slightly stunned. The suction force that was absorbing the group of ghosts suddenly stopped, and while the tree's roots had turned into bones, the rest of the tree was twisting like crazy. "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Mr. Dongfang's face changed. The probing technique was pinched. Rumble. The large tree quickly flung itself around, and as it did so, countless roots sprang up, but the roots that sprang up turned into bone material and could not be moved. Not only that, a white power rushed straight to the earth below. Fast turning white, fast ossification. Like a ripple in still water, it spread out in the twinkling of an eye. "This is..." Mr. Dongfang's face changed. "Ka ka 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 ka." The whiteness of the earth expanded in all directions, and in an instant, it expanded to Mr. Dongfang's feet. Boom! Beneath his feet, a bone-like ground thorn steeply emerged, charging straight at Mr. Dongfang, if it was going to skewer him instantly. Boom! Ma Dongfang jumped away with a change of face. Boom, boom, boom. Above the earth, one after another, one by one, the ground thorns madly sprang up, in a rapid surge, growing higher and higher, as if they were farming a skyrocketing giant mountain, in a mad pursuit of Mr. Dongfang. Bastard thing, bones. I have a young wind that chops bones and turns them into flesh. Chip me. Ma Dongfang glared and shouted angrily. With a wave of his probing hand, the rolling yin wind roared. Roar. The yin wind seemed to transform into a single beast, but the moment it rushed in, the power of ossification spread, instantly ossifying the yin wind as well. It turned into countless bones floating in the air, surrounding Ma Dongfang and chasing after him. The sky was filled with bone spikes. It was like a world of bones. What? Mr. Dongfang shrieked in shock as he tried to jump away. However, one of the previous huge bone spikes had already rushed up into the sky, forming dozens of giant bone mountains, and assuming a large encircling momentum, wrapping the entire interior entirely. It was full of bones in the sky and the ground. Ma Dongfang's great formation was all boned in an instant, forming a large enclosed space, making Mr. Dongfang suddenly unable to escape. The bones in all directions made Mr. Dongfang's space to move instantly become countless smaller. No. How could this happen? My grand formation. My 100 longevity peach tree. You guys move. Mr. Dongfang shrieked. Bear. Steeply, a bone spur instantly pierced through his right shoulder, pinning him on top of a bone mountain, making Mr. Dongfang instantly unable to move. Boom. Right at this moment, the ghost pool below was also boned and instantly burst open. Countless ghosts were instantly free. Ah, clack clack clack. Old monster. I'll eat you. Old monster. I'll take your life. The group of ghosts came out of their cages and charged straight at Mr. Dongfang. Bastards, bastards. Mr. Dongfang angrily slapped the bone spikes on his body. The bone spikes shattered with a bang, but there were too many bone spikes in all directions, so many that, in the blink of an eye, Ma Dongfang was once again nailed to the wall of the bone mountain by 20 bone spikes. He couldn't move at all. Seeing that, the millions of ferocious ghosts were about to come close, Ma Dongfang finally revealed a look of panic. How can this be? 100 longevity peach tree. Mobilize with me. Come and protect me. Come and protect me. Mr. Dongfang let out a loud roar. Boom. The 100 longevity peach tree in the distance suddenly exploded and turned into a sky full of fragments and went up in smoke. What? Mr. Dongfang was bewildered. However, he saw that after the explosion, a rolling black mist appeared, which steeply converged, revealing a wretched Guhai inside. Who? As soon as Guhai came out, he kept gasping for air, obviously holding his breath for too long earlier. Guhai, it's you? Oh, no. Mr. Dongfang hissed up in despair. It was because the millions of ferocious ghosts had already arrived close by. Roar. I'll eat you, old monster. Die. The group of ghosts shouted ferociously, crazily gnawing on Ma Dongfang. Oh, don't eat me. Don't eat me. Ah. Ma Dongfang burst into a mournful scream. In the twinkling of an eye, his blood and flesh were gnawed away by millions of ferocious ghosts. Wow. Only a pile of withered bones that had been sucked of their marrow remained and fell to the ground. Roar. The group of ghosts vented their grievances with a roar. Guhai suddenly came out and looked up, looking in all directions, which had turned into a world of bones, also revealing a hint of horror. The 100 longevity peach tree, with 1,000th of its power, has actually boned such a huge area, Guhai said in shock. But before he had time to shock his masterpiece, the scene of millions of ferocious ghosts gnawing on Mr. Dongfang on the other side was a sight that made Guhai's scalp tingle. The group of ghosts roared furiously for a while, and after venting their grievances, they finally got much better and turned their heads to look at Guhai. Many thanks to the benefactor. The group of ghosts solemnly bowed down. Millions of ghosts were grateful at the same time, and the rolling chi instantly converged on Guhai. As the group of ghosts paid their respects, Guhai secretly huffed and nodded. That's all. Those of you who should reincarnate, reincarnate. The millions of ghosts swayed for a while, but they stood still, not moving at all of them showing a bewildered look. What's wrong? Guhai said suspiciously. I don't know. After we were refined by the Eastern demon with blue flames, not only can we be seen by the living, but also, we won't be able to enter the netherworld for a while, a ghost said with an ugly face. I can't either. What to do? I feel that this state, the soul's power, is decreasing a little bit. Could it be that by the time the soul power completely dissipates, we're still going to go up in smoke? The group of ghosts revealed a look of panic. For a while, with 7 mouths to feed, there was a cacophony of noise in this world of bones. Everyone, Guhai called out. The group of ghosts stopped together and looked at Guhai. You guys can't reincarnate. Why don't you follow me to Zhenan City? There should always be someone who knows how to help you, Guhai proposed. Oh, good. I'll listen to Benefactor. Thank you, Enkong. Nodding his head and changing his clothes, Guhai once again looked at the mountains of bones that covered the sky around him with a faint, bitter smile. After ossification, the mountains and trees became real bones, and if one wanted to return to their original state, they could. However, one would need to give more power than what they had just ossified in order to transform and restore them. Where did Guhai have that power nowadays? Turned around in the valley, letting the group of ghosts search for a bone spur gap. Following the group of ghosts, Guhai slowly stepped out of the bone valley. Guhai left the bone valley in about an hour's time. Buzz. In the bone valley, the void slightly trembled, a ghastly wind swept through, and a white-robed child walked out from the ripples in the void. The white robe was embroidered with gold trim. The white-robed child looked at Mr. Dongfang's skeleton frame in front of him, probed his hand, and took out a small bottle, and very miserly poured out a drop of liquid on the skeleton frame. Buzz. Skeleton frame is a strange emerging a trace of luster, followed by the bones on the rapid breeding a little bit of flesh and blood. In general, flesh and blood more and more, gradually, cohesion out of a flesh and blood of a small child. But the previous Mr. Dongfang was in front of the white-robed child to save the life. Raw dead people, flesh and white bones, only with that drop of liquid did. Ma Dongfang was resurrected with a violent shudder. The white-robed child threw out a white robe to him, and Mr. Dongfang quickly put it on. 7 East, you've died once again. If I wasn't nearby in the netherworld, you would have obliterated. The white-robed boy said indifferently. Ma Dongfang instantly knelt down. The main body forgives me. I was careless this time. The white-robed child was silent for a while. I created 10 sub-bodies and had you all spread out across the world to help me take over my life, and you were the most troublesome. HMPH. The main body forgives me. Me. The 7th East was worried. All right, you're making such a big commotion. You're also going to alarm that longevity master of the Great Jin Dynasty. This place is not suitable to stay for a long time. Come with me. The white-robed boy said indifferently. Yes, proprietor, Oriental 7 respectfully said. Buzz. Suddenly, the void in front of the two of them trembled slightly, and the Eastern 7th followed the white-robed little boy as he stepped in and disappeared.